So, I thought we would start off today's stream by reading the absolutely ridiculous comments on this game's Steam page because both the reviews of the game are hilarious, but this one just really caught my eye. So, enjoy as we delve into this now locked topic. Oh, this wasn't locked when I clicked it. um, as we delve in and just see the bullshit in all of its glory. It's amazing. So, petition to remove Super Seducer from Steam. I know there's plenty of crap on Steam, but if ever a title deserves to be pulled, it's this vile, hilariously bad introduction to sexual harassment. And then it links to a change.org. Actually, do you know what? I'm gonna click this. I don't think you guys will be able to see it though. Maybe? Okay. So they were aiming for 500 people to sign this, and we've got 239 have signed it. But it's like 500 people. That's not gonna convince Valve. I'm sorry. Screenshot from the Super Seducer game. Honest response, say your name, say you have to inflict pain on people. Like, they always make it out to be so much worse than it is. In the past few days, it has come to our attention that there is a game called Super Seducer that is both greenlit by Valve's Corp's online market Steam. The object of the game is to seduce multiple women. Today Christian is counting on you. Change.org? Not right now. The object of the game is to seduce multiple women in live action sequences by choosing the correct dialogue options. Huh. It's almost like it's a dating simulator. These options range from very obscene to barely acceptable. More specifically, options can go as bad as unwanted touching, shaming the women in question for not engaging in sexual behavior with the protagonist. Oh, usually there's 3 things when you start a sentence like that, but okay. Furthermore, options deemed as correct answers are aimed to take control away from women in question and induce guilt in them. Okay. All with the end goal of engaging with sexual behavior with the woman. They're gonna fuck. Oh, I always love the pearl clutching. Oh, hello, Xperia. Anyway, so back to the Steam page. Since I've been politely asked to post why the methods presented constitute harassment, that sounds like a drug. Anyway, I'll put this here. The blank Rowena method. Approach a woman who is minding her own business and not currently looking to be approached. Oh, human interaction. It's so scary. This is what they call emotional labor. talking to men. On one of my brief forays into Twitter the last day, the first thing I see is someone complaining that Princess Leia in the Star Wars movie comforts Luke. And it's just like, why is she comforting Luke? Her whole planet was destroyed. She should be more upset. And it's just like, you can be upset and empathize with people. That's a normal human response. I mean, being nice to people, which was really funny. But they called it emotional labor, and apparently, doing emotional labor is considered to not only dehumanize women, but it's like a symptom of the patriarchy, which I thought was really funny. It's just like, oh no, women talking to people. Okay, number 2. Dominate her physical space to start an interaction. Those goddamn men, guys, they're talking to women and like standing in their vicinity. Oh, the oppression, guys, it's just up to here. We're drowning. Dominate the emotional space by constantly throwing out small criticisms, minor insults, and other forms of abuse. Maybe this is like a UK thing, but having a self-depreciating humor or like a cheeky disposition wasn't always like this big like, oh no, he made a joke that I'm wearing makeup. It's like, ah. Although in the game of what we've played so far, he hasn't actually insulted her. There's like there was an insulting option. It was something like, I'm glad that you dress so casual because I hate it when girls are always trying so hard. But that was a wrong answer. So like you can't be like, oh, this is abuse because the wrong answer is like teaching people to rape. It's like, no, that's why it's the wrong answer. That's why touching the nuts was not the right answer. Tell lies about whatever necessary to take what you want. I don't know. Does he actually like in what we've played so far? He actually told us not to lie because there was there was going to the yoga class option and there was this other option like that. And every time he was just like, "You're gonna get caught." He didn't say it was morally wrong. He was just like, "You're gonna get caught sooner or later." So, uh, apparently we don't know what step 5 is. Don't want to know. Um, each component is harassment because it inserts you where you are not welcome and attempts to take as much agency from the woman as possible, maybe to get some pity sex. It's unwanted and uncalled for and leans on deceit for personal sexual gratification with no regard to the partner as a human being. Okay, so if you so this is one thing that just sort of comes into my head is like if this was like dehumanizing women, apart from the fact it's a game and all the women in this are actors and blah 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 blah, but if this was dehumanizing women, why would it put them in a place where they are worthy of being pursued? Like it could just be like that Borat film, you know, where he goes over, it's like consent is not necessary, and puts a bag over her head and takes her away. It's just like you could make that, but this game actually aims to try and teach men how to appropriately approach women. It tells them like why some options are wrong, and it's just like out of all of the games to target, it seems so silly to target the one that, like, I mean, I guess it might be because, oh hey Dallas, it might be because of it might be because it's like humorous, like the way it's done, and like the like for example the option he had to grab his nuts when she was talking about how much she loves feeding nuts to squirrels or whatever, you know. So like it does have a sense of humor, and like a lot of these people don't. So I can kind of understand, but it's just like it's the weirdest pick to attack for this particular like, oh, it's a sexual harassment simulator. Um, the game is marketed as a teaching tool first, rather than a game. Here are several reviews with more detailed descriptions of the games itself. And the first one it's linked to is Motherboard. Now, Motherboard wrote several articles against this game, and when I was doing research for when I was interviewing the guy, they just, like, I was impressed by how badly written these were, because, like, I mean, I can put which one's this one? I think this is the one that was like saying it normalized harassment. Yeah, it normalizes stalker behavior, and it's just like it's talking about well, essentially it talks about the negative options, but it doesn't tell you that those options are negative, and it tries to frame it in such a way to say that they're not. Like to say like, oh no, it's trying to make you grab boobs and stuff, and it's just like, no. Oh yeah, and it goes through like the first level that we played yesterday, and it's like talking about how there's no button to leave the girl alone. And like that is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's like someone's made a game to try and teach men how to date these girls, right? Oh, but they haven't included a button for the girls to run away or to leave her alone. It's like, yeah, because you ain't gonna learn anything if you fucking run away from, like, and also, one thing I noticed when I was reading through the majority of these articles was that they were all like written by men. Like she's linked like the very few. Well, I'm assuming that's a Allegra sounds like a female name. Oh, this one was beautiful. This one was the cringiest thing I've ever read. I read this when I was doing research. No, I'm not disable. I'm not disabling my ad blocker for your piece of rubbish. So this one, written by John Walker over here, he describes Super Seducer is a blancmange of ineptitude and misogyny. So I would like to point out that the blancmange is like a white pudding, and like I think he's trying to say it's plain, but nobody has used that in that context. Like, so it's just like the pretentiousness of trying to force French into this sentence to make yourself sound smart. It's just like but it's just yeah, no, it's a pudding. Um, this is the one where he's just like, oh, you can't run away. And we played through this round yesterday, and we saw that the options were really easy. No, not really easy. They were really reasonable, and when you pick something wrong, like he was disappointed with you. So, on this one, essentially they have a screenshot from yesterday, and they've highlighted the look up her skirt answer, but they haven't said that it's the wrong answer. So they're trying to say it's the right answer. But I've already read. I linked that one in the interview that I did with the guy just because it was so bad. Like, it was just like a slowly derailing train. And it's like, it's a car crash, everything slows down and you can't stop it. Alright, so the developer has marked a post as the answer to the topic above. Click here to jump to that post. Maybe include in your post why this game is sexual harassment. The options are there indeed, but you don't get rewarded for it, and the game tells you to try again by doing something else, and never do this in real life because girls don't like that. Well, that's the important bit for all of these people trying to say it's a sexual harassment simulator, is that the game does not reward you for that behavior. The game tells you off for that behavior. I mean, like we were laughing about it yesterday. You know, when like you wolf whistled the girl and he just like then he's like, it's just not polite, isn't it? And it's just like, yeah, like that's a funny thing, but yeah, no, he's not encouraging you. He does sound genuinely disappointed when he says that voice line, and like to imply that this game in any way is teaching misogyny is very silly in my opinion. It's just like it's just, I mean, it's just a silly. I feel like it's kind of that white feminist, like, I don't have any troubles in my life, and rather than helping people in Saudi Arabia, I would rather complain about men sitting with their legs apart. You know, like, there's so much more you could dedicate your time to. Save the whales or something, I don't know. Or save the people of Walmart. I don't care. Just stop complaining about video games. Um, no, so we just got some of the replies down here, but I don't really want to go through them because I don't want to reveal too many people's like usernames just on the stream just in case they don't want that. But let's go back to general discussions and see if there's any more gems, and then we'll jump into part 2 of the game. Just because. So they've got like a thread going for Super Seducer 2, which is in the works, by the way. When I talked to Richard himself, he was just like, oh yeah, definitely. Which I think is really funny after all of the shit that he's got from people. He's just like totally like, oh no, not only am I going to get back on this horse, but it's going to be bigger and better. You know what I want? I want a dating a feminist mode. But like not like a nice feminist, like a radical feminist. Like, you know, like the stereotype with the red hair and the cat glasses and the fish mouth. Like the proper caricature. Let's see. Most of it's to do with bugs. Let's see. Please make how to talk to male simulator. Agreed. The patriarchy is gone! Men are failing! Ah! No videos can be played. Oh dear. Now I know why they call him Don Juan. Also, like the guy who made this game is called Richard Ruiner. Yeah, he's Dick the Ruiner. His name is Dick the Ruiner. Like, can you think of a better name for for a dating coach than Dick the Ruiner? I hope he introduces himself to like girls he's going to date. It's like, hi, I'm Dick the Ruiner. It's this big. No. Oh, that's nice. I did a practice test on this and it got me a date. Ah, good for you. Sony controversy. Bum bum bum. No, I think we found the. Oh, hang on. Why is it the dev and star of this game reminds me of that guy from the documentary of King Kong who was so full of himself? Does anybody else get the same vibe? No. What kind of vibe do you get? He seems like a nice guy. If so, if you say so, I learned about this from Jim. I learned about this from Jim Sterling. Yeah, okay. Your opinion is invalid. Oh, the bleeps, the bleeps. What are the bleeps? Apologies, streamers, but once I get 3 beeps, I think the world is dying. Ooh, I've been. Thank you guys. That's Xfilia. Very nice. Okay, I think it is time to just jump into the game.